Hi, today's topic is how to value any asset. Tangible assets such as antiques, artwork, land, vehicles, stock, plant and equipment, etc. And then intangible assets such as goodwill, IP assets, patents, branding, and so forth. To value any asset, it must be based on market activity. You simply cannot use qualitative scores. They are meaningless, as are the use of manufactured results, net profits, EBITs and EBITDAs. Net profits are not a predictor of value, they are a supporter of value. Any asset can be valued on the revenue they create or the growth they achieve, and the evidence of value is confirmed and proven by market activity. We must try and stop the misguided, pervading economic debates about values. Values are found and proven by market activity. They cannot be established any other way. You cannot invent value. It is either supported by markets or it is not. No one person is born with the ability to value. It is a learned process, and no one person can ever pluck valuations out of their mind, particularly business valuations, because they are all different. To participate and operate in world markets, you must know where the market value line is. If you buy in the red area, you will destroy your future. If you buy in the green area, you will always protect your future. In other words, try and buy your profit up front or your margin up front. Now, how do we find that line? This is what valuers do. Now, I refer you to the funnel effect. Every asset in the world has to be between X and Y, either 10, 20, 50, 100%. But the more information you collect, the greater your accuracy to market value line of any asset. Now we have explained all of that, the first thing to do is classify the type of asset you are endeavouring to value. And in relation to business, you must understand the distinct differences between tangible and intangible assets. They should never be combined. Tangible assets are robust, physical, discernible, material, and their economic lifespan predictable. Intangible assets are not robust. They are flighty, they're non-physical, variable, uncontrollable, and their economic lifespan is unpredictable. Tangible assets, all values for tangible assets are found via market activity. In other words, comparable. Tangible assets decline in value over several years, but you must understand the economic life or productive life of an asset to value it. Of course, there are exceptions to the rule, such as antiques or classic vehicles, but generally you can define them. Intangible assets, on the other hand, are completely different as per the illustration on your screen. This is an area that has created much debate throughout the markets of the world. Everyone wants to know how to value intangible assets such as goodwill and intellectual property, and we hopefully will show you. IP assets are either standalone or ancillary. In other words, it takes considerable effort to generate cash flows using intellectual property, e.g. management. Not all management is the same. One manager may use the same assets and create large cash flows, while another, using those same assets, cannot produce the same cash flows. Hopefully you'll see my video on IP asset valuation. There are millions of new ideas created every day throughout the world. However, very few make it through to commercial success. And it is true that many consider their invention or idea to be unstoppable. This is simply not the case. Couple of case studies. Imagine you go home today and you find 1 tonne of gold in your backyard. And given that the current price of gold is $1,500 an ounce, you may think you've struck it rich. Then when reality has struck and you have investigated all the costs necessary to remove the gold from your backyard, such as mining, government permission, wages, zoning restrictions, royalties, security, and you realise it's going to cost you $1,600 an ounce, what do you think you have? Do you have an asset? No, I do not think so. The second case study, say you have a great idea and you can manufacture a product that you are convinced the market will buy, but you find out it's going to cost you $150 per unit to manufacture or market or sell, and then you find that the marketplace will only pay $95 for such an item. Again, what do you have? Do you have an asset? No. Unless you can manufacture that item and create margin, there is no economic reason why anyone would want to buy your product. However, there is a way to value intangible items, and there is a way to make money through products and services. And if you can do this and create revenue streams, that will be attractive to market forces. Let's discover how. If you can get your idea through to commercial success, this is how to value those revenue streams that have been created. First, you must profile the revenue streams. You must understand where they come from, who they belong to, and understand the type, whether they're passive, recurring, or once only. Now, I'll refer you to the diagram on your screen. Once only type intellectual property are such things as apps. You may buy an app once and you may not consider buying it again for the next 5, 7, 10 years. The next revenue stream is from business B, and that's recurring, such as software, where it's based on subscription, either monthly or yearly, and it keeps recurring. Then, of course, there's business C. It's completely passive, it's standalone, and it's the sort of income that comes from patents or production numbers. Clearly, if you refer to the diagram on your screen, business C is worth more than business B, and business B is worth more than business A. If you do not know where the revenue streams come from or who they are attached to, you will never understand where key personnel fit into the diagram, or whether you're dealing with closed markets or open markets. Secondly, you must know the margins they create. If you look at the diagram on your screen now, 80% of businesses are at the lower end of the tree. In other words, they cannot make more than 50% gross profit. They may buy a pen for $1 and sell it for $2, which is 100% markup, but they only make 50% profit. It's the businesses at the top of the tree that make very attractive income or cash flows. These cash flows are worth a lot more than the ones at the bottom of the tree. That concludes this presentation. Thank you for listening.